Hey, today's deck is Jackpot Assimilate, and for this deck, we are looking to create a bunch of gold cards, shuffle them into your deck, and then beat your opponent using their own cards, as well as some Nilfgaard cards that you will be creating. This deck has a lot of moving parts, so I'm going to start with the main combo and then work my way from top to bottom explaining my choices for this deck and how to use the cards and in what order they are to be used in. Okay, so in order to get our big combo set up, the first card you want to play is Rune Mage. Rune Mage, along with creating a runestone of your choice, increases the choices you get from whenever you play Create. So it goes from 3 to 5. And we want to combine Rune Mage with Henry Var Atra. So Henry, he's an interesting card because he will shuffle 3 cards into your opponent's deck, and you will choose which one goes to the hand and the others will go into their deck. And it'll be the same for you, where he'll give you 3 cards to choose from. You put one in your hand, and the other 2 go in your deck. But when you play Rune Mage, Henry creates 5 cards, all golds, that go into your opponent's deck and your deck. So once you've created those gold cards and they've been shuffled into your opponent's deck, you want to play Toris Var Emrys and select 3 gold cards that you want shuffled into your deck. So you can choose from not only the cards that the opponent had in their starting deck, you can choose from the cards that Henry created and put in their deck. So if Henry created a Vilgefortz, you can give Vilgefortz Spying with Taurus, which will give you access to Vilgefortz through Artaud. And you will also have a copy of Vilgefortz in your deck. So, once you've played Rune Mage and Henry and Taurus, you want to play John Calvite. Because now you've created all these gold cards, and because Henry puts them at the bottom, you don't have access right away. But you play John, and then you have access to all the golds you've created through Henry and selected through Taurus. We also have Cursed Scroll in this deck, because if we don't start with one of those combo pieces in our starting hand, we can get it using that. If you cannot pull off this combo on round 1, it's fine, because you can cycle through your cards with the other cards in our deck and set up for it in round 2. Just make sure you lose round 1, because you don't want Taurus to transform. And if you do have Taurus transform, be sure to save him for a useful card that you've created through Henry or Artaud. And because we are creating all these gold cards and putting it in our opponent's deck, it only makes sense to run Abduction. So Abduction, it will pull anything that is 9 provision or lower that you've created out from your opponent's deck and onto your field. And this will also trigger our Assimilate engines, which are Artaud and Artorias Vigo. And with Artorias Vigo, we have 3 bronze units in our deck that he can choose from. The first is a Magni Division, because we are running a lot of tactics and we want to cycle through our cards. The second is a Thanad Turncoat, because we are looking to give spying to units. If we can't get our Tories to put spying on units to allow our Toad to pull something, Thanad Turncoat is like your backup option to give something spying. You also have Furcart, which can cycle through cards and give spying. So Artorias, 99% of the time, you want to be playing a Magni Division and then playing a tactic from your hand to draw into all those golds that you've put in. And if you're looking to just get Assimilate value instead, our third bronze unit is Nazca Sergeant. So Nazca Sergeant will create and spawn Battle Prep, which will proc Assimilate multiple times. We have Bribery, and Bribery is good because we've played Rune Mage, and we can shuffle combo pieces from our opponent's deck into ours and we might be able to set up and perform our opponent's main combo better than them through bribery if you can get a good card. And the first game in the gameplay, I have a really good bribery pull. Tourney Shaelmar. Now, Tourney Shaelmar is actually fantastic in this deck because you can play a lot of your opponent's cards through Imperial Diplomacy or bribery and get value playing Shaelmar in the back row. But another sneaky way you can play Shaelmar is after you play Henry, you can give the opponent a Nilfgaard card that's 7 power or less. That might be really good. Like there is this guy, Damien de la Tour. Usually you don't want to give this to your opponent, but you can give Damien with Henry, and then when they play Damien, you immediately kill it with melee road Tourney Shaelmar. So this is an instant answer for whatever gold you might give your opponent. And because we're cycling through so many cards and proccing Assimilate so many times, we're playing Glynis. It's a good engine, and you can get her to proc multiple times if she can stick to the field. Usually you want to play Glynis the same turn you use a leader ability just so she gets 2 or more procs to her ability. And when you use leader, Rune Mage will affect that too. So you don't need to wait until the opponent has 3 cards in their hand. You can play Double Cross when your opponent has 5 cards left, and you'll see all of them and be able to select one of those cards to use, and then know exactly what they're going to be playing going forward. Then we have Roderick of Duntine. Because we have a lot of golds in our deck, we can reach them with Roderick. And early game, you can use Roderick as a Hail Mary to get one of your 4 combo cards if you didn't start with them in your starting hand. For our bronze tactics, we have a lot of them because we want to have John Calvin in our starting hand all the time. So we have an experimental remedy, we have a coded weapons. Remember, if you do kill something with coded weapons, because you are spawning a copy of it in their deck, you can pull that out with abduction. We have 2 Imperial Diplomacies, 2 Tourney Justs. We also have an Obsidian Mirror. Now, Obsidian Mirror, you usually are going to be destroying with the Torres Banish ability, but if you have it in your hand, it goes well with the Tourney Shaelmar because you can spawn 3 units and that'll boost Tourney Shaelmar by 6 when it lands. And then we have some Buhurts, and Buhurts usually they're your Taurus target for banishment. This deck can be a little tricky to play at times, especially if you can't get the setup done properly, but when you can, it is very entertaining to play because sometimes you can beat your opponent using their own deck. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I'm going to cut to the gameplay.
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Years now I've served in Novigrad.
Legacy immortalized.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Do not make me beg.
All is in place.
You wanted a coup? You got one!
You're gonna get it now!
What is truth, if not an illusion?
Nice, Ted up to.
Not about to sit back and do nothing.
Music marries cultures, connects folk to one another.
Yeah! Yeah!
Invidet estuat es in Novigrad.
You do the Emperor proud! Oh!
fighting spirit what needs ye to flee this world ever free.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
You will not regret this, sir.
Powers I wield were born at the dawn of time.
The world shall one day know order again. Go to hell, perverted hag!
Think you won? Think again.
A witch's best friend is a pig, no doubt.
I forgive you. This time.
Quick, move those hooves! It'll both be ham.
Edna and Rosa, I must attend to their needs, their well-being.
To do business with you is ever a pleasure. I am your source of self-destruction.
and suffering.
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er deign forget your seek.
They're surprisingly clean creatures, as it happens.
There is no shame in fear.
Let their blood break their bones and spirit!
Sharpened.
Rise, my daughter, born of my blood.
Highly curious case.
A witch's best friend is a pig, no doubt.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
A superb specimen, truly.
I shall relieve them of all burdens. Confounded boots! Blister.
Out of the way, rabble! Go to hell, perverted hag! Burak!
If not by strength, then by stealth. Death can come where blood there's none.
Nes Tedatu.
The realm of the living severs your chain. Abandon now your mortal state.
Great victories require great sacrifice.
Onward, onward! To be showered with imperial
Victory is on
gold!
the wind.
What is truth, if not an illusion?
Yeah! Yeah!
Let us put an end to this nonsense, this farce! Let their blood break their bones and spirit!
Edna and Rosa, I must attend to their needs, their well-being.
Vigilance is a virtue.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Bloody blood. I wonder what my snares will have captured this time.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard! Legacy. Immortalize.
Improvise.
Proceed according to plan.
Drinking can be hazardous to your health. Feeling a bit peckish?